So Afro Rhythms from the Future is a game that is community-based, it is communication-based, and it is a place where you get to activate your radical imagination. And today we want to hear from you. My name is Ahmed Best. I am a student of life. I'm a professor. I teach at the University of Southern California School of Dramatic Arts. I am also a professor at Stanford University, where both Lonnie and I teach a class called Inventing the Future. I am the co-founder of the Afro Rhythm Futures Group. I'm an actor, I'm a director, I'm a storyteller, and I'm a listener. And I am very, very passionate about hearing from you. Afrofuturism is centered around art, right? We ideate, we innovate, but we art first. And most of our problems that we found that fact-based solutions, sometimes people don't really get. What we've discovered is the way out of problems is to art your way out. And so before we play, we have to be grounded in Afrofuturism. And there's nobody better on this planet to ground us in Afrofuturism than my co-founder and my brother, who I love tremendously, Dr. Lonnie Brooks.
Here, I'm a professor of communication at Cal State East Bay. I also work at Stanford University at the Design School. I'm a research affiliate with the Institute for the Future and a research fellow with the Long Now Foundation. And also a co-founder of the Community Future School, where we actually teach youth about Afrofuturism, queer futurism, and indigenous futurism. So we amplify our community into the future in Oakland. So I want to take you on a journey of what we call Afro Rhythms of Liberation and a journey through Afrofuturism to unleash our radical imaginations. Let's reframe this a bit. When we talk about the Middle Passage, the massive kidnapping 500 years ago of Africans from West Africa, it's like a science fiction horror story. You know, imagine millions of Africans being kidnapped from West Africa and taken along and across a vast interstellar sea with the most imaginable technology possible at that time in these ships with, surveillance technologies as well, shackles. And imagine that when they arrive in the Americas, it's like an alien planet. So their home planet is West Africa, and they're taken to an alien planet, the Americas. And once they arrive, they cannot practice their religion, play their music, even eat their own food, or practice their own religion. There, at that moment, they had to become radical futurists. We had to be, because Afrofuturism aims to reclaim and transform the trauma of past atrocities against the Black and Afro-queer diaspora. So what did they do? Well, with the imposition of Christianity, our ancestors, our African slaves, as ancestors, reclaimed the hymnals of Christianity and transformed them into spirituals, visions of liberation that scholars call sonic utopias. It's our ancestral intelligence that then evolves and to staying connected to lands here and far. Those hymnals, those spirituals evolve into the blues, jazz, hip hop, rock and roll, trap music, house music, to the point that every genre on the planet has some element of our past and future and present visions. Every genre on the planet. The Congo peoples had a very worked out system of the future as well, similar to modern futurists, where they looked at Nseke, the world of the living, and how it met Mpemba, the world of our ancestors. And at the Kalunga lines in the middle, our ancestors meet us in the present to create the future. So this is the amplification of ancestral intelligence into the future. This term that I coined called Afrofuture types or Afrofuture topes, it's like radioactive isotopes you can trace across time. They're Black signals of the future that find and reclaim the traces of Black cultural visions alongside erasures of those signals. But Afrofuturism aims to reclaim and rediscover those hidden stories, those undiscovered stories. And that can happen for everybody on the planet. Because with 8 billion people, we have 8 billion visions of the future. waiting to be undiscovered. Afrofuturism combines science fiction and fantasy to re-examine how the future is currently imagined and to envision alternative visions of the future based on the Black experience, on the basis of indigenous experience, on the basis of queer experiences. That's what we want to do here. And we have a right to be proud of who we are. So for every algorithm of oppression that we have in our pockets, potentially, there's an Afro-rhythm of liberation waiting to be undiscovered, to be created, to be amplified into the future. So let's do it. Let's play Afro-rhythms from the future. Let's unleash our radical imaginations.
We're going to build that Afro rhythm of liberation by playing Afro rhythms from the future. There he is. You might recognize him from the poem that he read a little bit earlier. Hello, Jade. How are you?
Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. Glad to be here virtually with a little bit less cool of a background than I had in the video, but happy to be joining you.
Afro Rhythm Futures Group is who we are. And what we like to say is we have a reverence for the past, an awareness of the present, but the future is creativity. Yeah? The future is all creativity. And that's what unleashing your radical imagination is. It's creating that future creativity, all right? And the first way we have to do that is we have to choose tensions. Let's put the tension board up on the screen.
Well, tensions are about anything that we think is uncertain. We're not sure how it's going to turn out.
Okay, so the awareness of the present. You choose two tensions that move you emotionally from these on the screen. So what you're going to do is you're going to scan that QR code, right? And you're going to go to the straw poll and you're going to vote on the two tensions. You got two. You could choose two that move you today. Don't try to define them yet. We will define them as a community today. We are building the community of the Afro Rhythm future right now. So, Jade Fabella, what are our two tensions that we are going to be exploring today?
We had some clear winners this time with empathy and authenticity.
Empathy and authenticity. Now we got to go to our next game board. Our next game board is our multiverse. Now, in our multiverse, we have the axes of which we call the Kalunga lines. Now, you saw that picture of the cosmogram, right? The cosmic cosmogram along the Kalunga lines, right? Please, Dr. Lonnie, tell us what the Kalunga lines mean.
The Kalunga lines, as we talked about earlier, is that point of intersection between our ancestors and the living where new possibilities emerge. The poor can become rich, the rich can become poor. We can all flourish together. Everyone can have a vast amount of abundance and wealth together.
So the next thing we have to do is we have to define authenticity and empathy. Okay, let's start with authenticity. Now, the definitions that you guys are going to give us for authenticity do not have to be the definitions that we understand them to be. It is what it means to you today. We often talk about feeling the future. We want to know what the future feels like. We all have a feeling about it. We all have an idea about what that future might be. But how is that future going to feel when you get there, right? What's it going to feel like? So we have to define those feelings. So who in the room has a definition of authenticity? Now, let's do empathy. Who has a definition of empathy as a community today? We have those ideas of empathy. Now, do you guys all feel the room? You feel those ideas? You guys got it? You guys got it? Hold on to those definitions because that's the definitions from your community. That's what matters, right? That's what we keep when we move forward. That's what we keep when we keep playing. Now, in our multiverse, betwixt, thank you, the Kalunga lines, we get to place our planet, right? Now, when we place our planet in our multiverse, we have a choice. 1 to 5, 1 being the least amount. This is no empathy at all, and ain't nobody authentic. Everybody's fake. We all wearing wigs. We all got masks on. We got that good Indian hair, right? Or the ultimate amount of empathy and authenticity, where we are completely real and completely feeling one another all the time without any rest. We are open, authentic, empathic machines. You have a choice. Anywhere in between 1 or 5. Right? Here is my cautionary tale. And this is the cautionary tale that we play every time we do Alpha Rhythms from the Future. One person's utopia is another person's dystopia. You have to keep the community in mind. Now, we don't influence your choice of where you want to put the planet, right? We build, regardless of wherever you put it. But be mindful of the community. Be mindful of the community. One person's utopia is another person's dystopia. So choose wisely. Right hand is going to be authenticity. Left hand is going to be empathy. And you're going to throw up some numbers, right? Throw up the number. Where do you want authenticity? Right hand. Empathy, left hand, right? 2 numbers. And then we're going to place our planet. Throw them up. All right, we got 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5. You are ambitious. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 4, 3, 4. I like that. 3, 3, 3, 2. I'm keeping a lot of room. 4, 3. All right, so it looks like, Jay, do you have a tally?
Yes, I'm using my Dune Mentat powers, adding it up all super quick to average us out to about a 4-4.
We have a 4-4. Okay, that's a lot of empathy and a lot of authenticity. Okay, so the things that we're going to build, the things that we are going to create, the things we're going to innovate and iterate, the stuff that we are going to build as the community on our planet today, it's going to have a lot of empathy and a lot of authenticity. And it's going to be up to the community to keep us honest. Okay. So we get to build things to populate our brand new planet, our planet of extreme authenticity and extreme empathy. Okay, so here is how we build artifacts. 2 things. 1, do not try to be right. You have an entire community to help you, right? You are not alone. So you don't have to build things by yourself. You don't have to keep it all up in your head and wait till it's perfect and then share it with everybody. Right? What you do is you take an inspiration, an object, and a system, and you combine them to make something new, right? You combined it to make something new. And we help you, and you help you to make that new thing. So how do you start? You look at the cards, and whatever is moving you emotionally is how you start. You pick an inspiration, you pick an object. You pick 2 inspirations, you pick an object. You pick 2 objects, you pick it. Whatever permutation you have. It's all about what you are feeling as a community today, right? We have to trust our feelings because we want to feel the future. Designing food sustainability as a cover for someone else, right? How do we put empathy and authenticity into that? What is a cover, a food sustainability cover that talks about the community, designing someone else? What is a food sustainability shield? Somebody come with me. Who's got that? How do we build a food sustainability shield? You get to vote on 1 obelisk. Will it be the sun shield of ancestral ingredients? Eucation, that's hard to say. Mirror system. The workplace garden of inherent greatness. Or give us our daily bread.
And all of these artifacts exist on our world. This is just the one that we will send out to the rest of the multiverse to represent us.
And Jay Fabella, what is our obelisk?
Well, it looks like we have a very clear winner here with our daily bread.
Daily bread is the obelisk of our planet of empathy and authenticity that we send out into space, and everybody knows who we are. I think that is a really, really great obelisk. That's a really, really good one for the universe to know who we are. And that's how you play Afro rhythms from the future. The thing that we usually say, right, for every algorithm of oppression, there's an Afro rhythm of liberation. The reason why we say that is because as a community today, with these artifacts that we've built, there is no reason why they don't exist. None. One of you, 2 of you, 10 of you could right now take that obelisk and make it, and build it. And that is something that did not exist until we did it as a community today. So when we do build something from nothing, it means something to us. It means something to us as a community today. And that's what makes the thing special. We all have agency over the future. Agency over the future. And Afro Rhythms from the Future is just a tool to let you know, to remind you that agency over the future is yours.
There's nothing that can replace the ineffable you. You know, this game itself, I always wanted to create and co-create a game like this, an imagination forecasting game, and my mentors gave me that ability to unleash my imaginations. And then I found Ahmed too, and then he created another original iteration of this game and brought it alive. So the game is co-created in a community of souls with you today too. So nothing can replace you, you know? And so you bring it to AI. You bring and infuse AI with your souls and make it something better. And so I just think, you know, in this time, we can embrace that opportunity and take it and go with it. And just remember that, you know, again, you're the signal. You're the Afro rhythm of liberation.
What I'd often find is that the conversations about how to get to where we want to go would stop before they even had the chance to get started. I think the opportunity to imagine more is a very precious thing. When we talk about all of these issues that deeply impact all of us, that have been the topics of today that you have all been discussing out there in Atlanta, it matters so much that we don't let our imaginations limit ourselves before we even get the chance to start. I used to always think and say that if the people I care about, if myself, aren't around in the future that you imagine, that's not a problem with practicality. It's not a problem with how we pursue things. That's a problem of your imagination. To get to the places that we wanted to go, I think what we're doing today in these moments of finding the joy and the pleasure of working towards and creating something new and thinking of new things that excite us all, that make us feel passionate and hopeful for the future, that's what I think matters the most. So I so genuinely appreciate you all for joining us and engaging in this game with us.
What I do is I listen to conversations in boardrooms or conferences or group meetings, and I just try to make it visual. So what I was doing was taking your ideas and making them visual. And what this really brought to light for me is the power of creativity. You guys have put together some of the coolest tools where you take different things from different sectors in our brains, put them together and say, what do these new ingredients bake for us? What comes out of the oven after you put this and this and this together? And you guys have made a beautiful image with your ideas. It gives us all a great vision for what will be in the future.
On that note, I just want to thank Dr. Lonnie and Ahmed for sitting with us and playing with us. Can we clap it up for, please?